My name is Michael Mastro. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Vastu Creations. Today we're going to take a look at the chart for the new Pope Leo, first American Pope. If you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, you see the constellation associated with Gemini rising at 23 degrees. First, we'll look and see how the planets are operating, and then we'll look and see when they're operating and what could be done to strengthen the chart. Uh, so first, the sun is ruling the house of success, and it's in its own sign. It is 27 degrees, so it any planet that's more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age. So it is slightly weak. Um, and so it and it's close to the rising sign degree, so it has a lot of impact. It brings success through leadership skills. It is the prime indicator for health, and it is aspecting its own house and also the ninth house of good fortune and religion. So connects religion and leadership in religion. Then we have weak infant moon. Moon is ruling the house of wealth and fame. It is placed in the third house of um, success. It is any planet that's less than 5 degrees is said to be an infant state, and it has trouble promoting its own signification. So it's slightly weak as well. But it brings fame through leading the people. Moon represents the public. Then we have Mars. Mars is ruling the house of income and fulfillment of desires, and it brings income through courage and strength. He's really focused on social justice and reform and inclusion and unity of all the different parts of the religion. And Mercury is at 23 degrees, close to the most effective point, the rising sign degree, rules the house of happiness and home life. Um, so it connects his happiness with his ability to communicate. It aspects the 10th house of career. So again, great communicator, great communication abilities. Weak infant Jupiter, it's just slightly in old age, close to the rising sign degree. Connects partnerships with religion. Jupiter sitting in the house of wealth and fame. Then we have weak infant Venus. Venus is at 0 degrees. But this Venus is sitting in the house of happiness and gives him great teaching abilities. So he was a teacher. And then we have Saturn, also close to the rising sign degree, ruling the house of good fortune, placed in the house of teaching. So again, gives this teaching abilities. Saturn is the planet of service, connects service and spiritual knowledge. Um, Gives him kind of a reserved personality, conservative on church doctrine. It's aspecting the seventh house of fulfillment of of partnerships, um, as well as the 11th house of fulfillment of desires and the second house of wealth and fame. Then we have Rahu and Ketu. They're always teaching something opposite each other, learning, in this case, learning to balance the spiritual and material success. Let's look at the timing of events. He graduated seminary school in 73 during a Jupiter period, Jupiter connecting with his other religious in religious partnership with the church. In 77, he got a BA in science during a Saturn period, Saturn ruling the house of higher education. 85, he became pastor in Peru, moved to Peru during a Mercury period. Mercury ruling the house of home life, so change in home life there. In 2015, he became a bishop also during a Mercury period, bringing happiness. Um, 23, he was named cardinal by the Pope and also became the perfect of the church during a Jupiter period. Jupiter again, partnerships within the church, brotherhood, and then in he became Pope May 8th, 2025, during a Jupiter Saturn period. Um, Saturn, again, giving good fortune, ruling the house of good fortune. Um, and you can see in the circular chart on the left, the outer circles where the planets were on May 8th, and the inner circles where the planets were when he was born. And you can see that Saturn and Venus are very strong and well placed in the career house, giving good fortune and charisma. And then in Sun and Mercury are strong and well placed in the house of fulfillment of desires. So Mercury bringing happiness and Sun bringing success. Mars is also well placed in the house uh, of wealth and fame, uh, connecting fulfillment of desires there. Moon is wealth and fame in the house of happiness, also well placed. What could be done to strengthen the chart? Well, transforming Rahu and Ketu through service. He's already doing that. But my favorite remedy will strengthen his weak planets. It's a kavash, it's a silver locket containing the Devata yantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a kavash or learn Vedic astrology or get a reading, you can go to vastucreations.com. Thank you so much for listening.